Hello my friends, it's Danny, and today I am showing you how to cook tofu, crispy baked tofu. And be sure that you stick around till the end of the video because I am also sharing 3 easy ways to flavor your tofu and giving you some clean and delicious meal ideas as well. For those of you who are new to the community, hello and welcome. I am super grateful to have you here. If you have not already, please take a moment to subscribe and ring that notification bell. This way you will always be the first to know when new videos go up. So when it comes to making crispy baked tofu, you want to look for extra firm tofu. Extra firm tofu contains the least amount of water in it, and the drier the tofu, the crispier it's going to get when we bake it up. I do recommend looking for tofu that is both organic and non-GMO. These are the labels that you want to look for right here. This is going to ensure that you're getting your hands on the best quality tofu you can find. So the first thing I'm doing is preheating my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and we are going to cut the tofu. Now you're going to notice when you open the packaging, it's usually packed in a lot of water. Just dump the water out and then gently get the tofu onto your cutting board. Now I find the easiest way to cut the tofu when I want to make cubes is to start by laying it on its side, and then I slice it into 3 slabs. So just like that. Then lay it down and make 2 more vertical slices to create 3 rows. Rotate the board, and finally I'm just going to go back the other way and cut it into cubes by making 4 slices the other way. Now the goal is to get the cubes to be fairly uniform in size. So you're just going to do the best you can, and remember that a good home cook never sweats the small stuff. The next step is to press the tofu, which simply means to squish as much of the water content out of the tofu as we can, because remember, the drier the tofu, the crispier the tofu is going to be. If you were in a hurry, you could skip this step and still have a really good end result, but if you want a great result, you want to press the tofu. So what I'm going to do is just gently slide the tofu over to the edge of the cutting board, and then lay down a lint-free towel or some paper towels, and then gently lay the tofu back on top of the cutting board and the towel. You want to just lay all the squares out individually because this way we're going to get the most amount of water out. Then lie another table over the top, and then I'm just going to put a rimmed baking sheet and a couple cast iron skillets that I have on the top because this is going to weigh it down and help to squish that water out. If you didn't have a cast iron skillet, you could do a teapot, or you could do a bunch of cans that you have from your pantry. Anything that adds weight is going to work. So you'll just let that sit anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes, and then you will see that when you remove everything off the top, both of the towels are going to be soaked through, they're going to be very wet, and the tofu is going to be a little more compact and a little drier. So when you give it a squish, there's really no water coming out of there. So now we're ready to season our tofu. In a medium-sized bowl, I'm going to combine 1 tablespoon of low-sodium tamari, which is a fermented soy sauce that is also gluten-free, but you could also do a low-sodium soy sauce here, or you could do coconut aminos. Just use what you have, use what you love. Along with 1 tablespoon of avocado oil, and then a 1/4 teaspoon each of kosher salt and black pepper, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Gently whisk that all together. You just want to get all those flavors incorporated. And then I'll add in the tofu cubes and gently toss them around in the marinade. Really, you just want all of the tofu to have a light coating of these flavors that we've created. And if you notice that the tofu is crumbling a little bit, don't worry about it. Just be gentle and do the best you can. It all comes together in the end. And then the final step is to take a little bit of cornstarch and sprinkle that right over the top of the tofu. And again, gently toss that together until it's all coated and you don't see any white powdery residue left over. FYI, if you don't have cornstarch or you don't prefer to use it, you could also do this with arrowroot powder or some tapioca flour. What this is going to ultimately do is just create another layer of texture on the outside of the tofu, which is going to make it extra crispy. Then I've got a rimmed baking sheet lined with some parchment paper all ready to go, and I'm just going to spread the tofu cubes out on the baking sheet, making sure that they don't touch. And then from here, we're going to pop this into a 400-degree oven for 30 minutes, flipping them halfway through. Now, when they're done cooking, you're gonna see that they're gonna be nice and crispy and golden brown on the outside, and then the center is gonna be nice and tender. You just wanna give it a couple minutes to cool because that gives everything a chance to set up and that crisp factor to really kick in. Crispy on the outside, nice and soft and tender in the middle, and the seasoning, while it's very simple, it is absolutely delicious. It's just perfect, very addicting. Very addicting. Now you can of course simply enjoy them just like this. They're absolutely delicious, but because tofu has such a neutral flavor, you can also toss them in just about any type of sauce that you want and take this in a bazillion different directions. So I'm gonna share 3 of my favorites with you today. I'm gonna make buffalo tofu bites, barbecue tofu bites, and teriyaki tofu bites. For the buffalo style tofu bites, I'm simply gonna combine a couple tablespoons of buffalo wing sauce with 1 tablespoon of blue cheese dressing, and then gently toss that all together and toss the tofu into the sauce. Just mix that around until all the tofu has a nice light coating of the sauce. And then I like to serve this one as a finger food, kind of like a casual snack or an appetizer, just like you would wings. I put it on a platter along with some chopped up carrots, some chopped up celery, and a little extra blue cheese dressing, which by the way, if you want my clean and delicious recipe for blue cheese dressing, I will be sure to link that down in the description box below. Next up, let's do the barbecue tofu bites. So for this, you're either gonna take your favorite store-bought barbecue sauce, or you can make my clean and delicious barbecue sauce. Again, all those recipes will be linked down in the description box below, and gently toss the tofu in the sauce. Once you've got this all coated, you can of course just pop and enjoy. But personally, I love putting these on top of my barbecue ranch chopped salad. It's fresh, crunchy, simple, delicious, and insanely satisfying. And if you guys are interested in that recipe, I will link it down in the description box as well. And then finally, the last option are the teriyaki tofu bites. Now this is a little bit sweeter for those of you who want something maybe a little more kid-friendly. You're just gonna take your favorite store-bought teriyaki sauce, get that into a bowl, and now you could just leave this as is, but I can't resist adding a few squishes of sriracha to this to give it a little more heat and a little spice. Then just add those tofu cubes in there and gently toss them until they're all coated. Now I love adding this one to a rice and veggie bowl. So I'll put some brown rice in a bowl along with some steamed broccoli, and then I'll just pile this teriyaki tofu over the top along with some sesame seeds. So simple, so delicious. It would also be amazing with some avocado or maybe some little seaweed wraps on the side to make little sammies for yourself. So many options, and I cannot wait to hear which one you're gonna try first. Do come on down to the comments below and share. And if you have your own seasoning or sauce idea, we would absolutely love to hear about them. Wouldn't we, C&D fam? Yes, we would. Come talk to us down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else you know who wants to make healthy eating easy. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Danny Spees, and I'll see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers to easy ways, just easy ways. Beat to crispy. Okay, here we go. Wow.